One wrong step could send this mountain goat hundreds of feet into the valley below. And yet, it isn't trying to escape this cliff. It's heading deeper into it. The answer is hiding beneath that rock. After the long winter, tiny pockets of vegetation are beginning to appear. But reaching them is another problem entirely. Then the mountain itself moves. A few loose stones become a warning. For a moment, the goat doesn't move at all, because sometimes the safest step is no step. The path seems to end here. There is nowhere to go, or so it appears. But the goat isn't turning back. It has noticed something hidden behind the wall. There is a way through. A narrow shelf, hidden from view, leads behind the wall, and on the other side, the mountain is hiding exactly what she needs. This tiny patch of green is the reward. After surviving the dangerous climb, the goat has found fresh food where the winter snow has finally begun to retreat. But then, something changes. The goat stops eating. Its ears turn toward the entrance. Whatever it heard is coming from above. High above, a pair of sharp eyes are watching. Silence can be the first sign of a predator. It has two choices: go back the way it came, or climb higher into unknown terrain. Surprisingly, it chooses the harder route, and there may be a very good reason. The climb gets steeper. For a moment, one hoof loses its grip, but the goat recovers almost instantly. Whatever is waiting above, it seems to be worth the risk. And now we understand. The goat wasn't climbing higher to escape the danger. It was climbing towards something we couldn't see. Hidden behind the cliffs is a whole meadow. After all that danger, the reward is surprisingly simple. Fresh grass growing in a place protected from the worst of winter. A hidden meadow high above the valley. This place isn't lucky by accident. The cliffs protect it from the strongest winds, while the steep slopes keeps right in the middle of a frozen landscape. But the mountain has one more surprise. The weather is changing, and for a mountain goat, a safe feeding ground can become dangerous very quickly.
The wind is getting stronger, and suddenly, the route that brought her here no longer looks so safe. She has food, but now she has another problem. How does she get home?
The familiar path is disappearing into the snow. Just minutes ago, it was visible. Now, it is almost gone. But the goat has found something else. A narrow passage between the rocks leads away from the exposed ridge. Another way out, hidden in the mountain. Below the rocks, the mountain finally gives her some protection. The descent is still steep, but every step is safer than the exposed ridge above. From down here, the journey finally makes sense. Was Aksh for food, shelter, and a route through the mountain that most animals could never use. The real secret isn't simply that mountain goats can climb. It's that they understand where plants survive and which routes remain possible when conditions change. And this knowledge doesn't come from nowhere. Young goats learn the landscape by following experienced animals, and gradually provide food without taking unnecessary risks. But knowing where food isn't enough. The goat also has to know when food isn't worth the risk. Sometimes the smartest survival decision is simply to walk away. To us, these cliffs look impossible. Every ledge, every patch of snow tells a story. Survival is about knowing exactly where to place the next step. For a while, the mountain becomes quiet again. The danger has passed, and the goat has what it came for. But the journey revealed something remarkable. Every step had a reason. Every dangerous turn led somewhere. And every choice helped the goat find what it needed while avoiding risks that could have ended the journey. Their famous balance isn't magic. Their hooves are specially adapted for rough mountain surfaces, giving them a combination of grip, control that makes these steep rocks far more manageable. From the valley below, these cliffs look like places no animal should be able to survive. The real secret isn't Phi's gravity. It's how well it understands the mountain. By the next morning, the mountain has changed again. Fresh snow covers yesterday's tracks. But the goat is already moving, because finding food here is never a one-time journey. The mountain never gives the same answer twice. Snow changes, food disappears, weather turns, routes become dangerous, and the goat keeps adapting. On these mountains, survival doesn't belong to the strongest. It belongs to those that know where to step. But this morning, the goat isn't alone. A smaller shadow is following the same mountain path. And for a young goat, the young goat tries the obvious route. The mountain immediately teaches it a lesson. Loose rock means danger, and the adult doesn't need to make a sound. Its choice says everything. This is how survival knowledge spreads. Watch the experienced animal. Notice the safe rocks. Avoid the unstable ones. Then try it yourself. And now the lesson becomes clear. The hidden food isn't just something the adult found today. It's knowledge that can be passed from one generation to the next. To us, this mountain looks cliffs and snow. To them, it's a map built from experience, remembered routes, and thousands of carefully chosen steps. Now we know why. The longer route is sheltered from the strongest wind. What looks inefficient from below can actually be the safer choice. Now comes the harder part. Watching isn't enough anymore. The young goat has to make the decision with its own feet. And it makes it. One careful step at a time. No shortcuts, no sudden leap. Just balance, patience, and practice. The mountain doesn't teach everything in one day. Every climb, every mistake, and every safe decision becomes part of the young goat's memory. Eventually, today's lesson may become tomorrow's instinct. For one animal, these cliffs are a source of food. For another, they are a classroom. Knowing the mountain may be the greatest survival skill of all. The next morning, the search begins again. The snow has covered yesterday's tracks, but the mountain goat isn't searching randomly. It already knows what to look for. This time, the food is different. There is no green meadow waiting here, only tiny plants hiding beneath frost and snow. But even these small patches can make the difference. Then the mountain speaks again. Ice breaks somewhere above her. She waits, because on a frozen cliff, knowing when not to move can be just as important as knowing where to go. And there it is, another clue. Where sunlight reaches the rock for longer, snow disappears sooner. And where snow disappears, food can return. It isn't following a trail made by people, it's following the mountain's own pattern. Sunlight, exposed rock, melting snow, and the small pockets of food that appear between them. And the pattern leads somewhere unexpected. Not one patch of food, but an entire sheltered basin. The secret is becoming clearer. Mountain goats aren't simply searching for food. They're reading a constantly changing landscape, one patch of sun, snow, and rock at a time. For us, the mountain is a wall of rock and snow. For the mountain goat, it's a living map, and every day, that map changes.
If you enjoy discovering the hidden world of mountain goats, subscribe and join us for the next wild story.